What is going on, guys? Brad here from pickdawgz.com. Welcome to Brad's NFL Breakdown. In this video series, I will be going over every single play for this Week 3 NFL slate. I like to get you in and out, so it's just going to be quick breakdowns. As always, you can find my best picks over at Pick Dawgz Premium. But let's get right into this Week 3 action. First up, we are headed to Cleveland, where we probably got one of the biggest mismatches on today's slate. Packers versus the Browns. I saw that the Packers are currently the most bet team this weekend, which kind of scares me, and I'm not going to lie, guys. I'm going to roll with the Browns in this game. You know, we saw the Packers beat the Lions in Week 1. We saw the Packers play a primetime game against the Commanders, beat them Week 2. They have looked great. They have looked incredible. Well, now they got to go into Cleveland, a 1 o'clock game. This just screams a sleepy spot for the Packers. And look, I'm just line reading in this game. We see a total of 41.5. This is going to be a lower scoring game in my opinion. And in that type of matchup, I'm going to take the 7.5. So guys, I know it's ugly. I know it's gross, but I think the Browns have to be the play here. Next up, we are headed to Jacksonville, where we got the Texans and the Jaguars going at it. The Jaguars are currently laying 2.5. And look, man, the Texans haven't looked good this season. You know, they lose Week 1 to the Rams, 9-14. And then on Monday night, they had a great chance to win that game. I was on the Texans. And then, you know, the Bucs, Baker Mayfield, wonderful 2-minute drill there to get the win. But it's been ugly for Houston. I think a lot of people are talking about how Houston can't run the ball. But, I mean, let's be real, guys. They win against the Rams, who have one of the best defensive lines in the league. The Bucs are no joke when it comes to a run-stopping perspective. Vita Vea is an absolute tank in the middle there. I actually think this Houston team will be able to move the ball against Jacksonville. Jacksonville has looked terrible on the defensive side of the ball. They let Jake Browning, you know, kind of torch him there at the end of that game against the Bengals. I just think this is a game where a lot of people are counting Houston out. I didn't like how the Jaguars looked in Week 2 against the Bengals. I'm going to buy low here on the Texans. I'm going to take the 2.5 points. I think we might need them. It's going to be close and competitive, but there's no way I'm laying 2.5 with Jacksonville. So give me the Texans here. Next up, we are headed to Minnesota, where we got the Bengals going at it against the Vikings. Weird game here. Of course, Joe Burrow gets injured last week, and then JJ McCarthy is also out for this game. So it will be Jake Browning versus Carson Wentz. So just kind of a weird game here. And in this matchup, man, I mean, we saw Jake Browning move the ball against the Jaguars defense. I know I just shitted on the Jaguars defense, but I think Jake Browning is more capable than Carson Wentz. And I also like how Jake Browning also got some reps under his belt, where Carson Wentz will be coming in fresh. Don't get me wrong, Carson Wentz is going against this Bengals defense, which is not desirable at all. But in this matchup where I truly think it's going to be a coin flip, I'll take a shot with the Bengals getting the plus points. I think if Browning could just force the ball to Jamar Chase, they will be able to create some offensive production. Give me the Bengals. I don't love it, though. Next up, we are looking at this matchup between the Atlanta Falcons and the Panthers. Man, I had hopes for the Panthers this season, but it's been ugly. I mean, this team just cannot stop a nosebleed. Gave up 26 to the Jags, gave up 27 to Arizona. And when you look at the numbers, man, it's really the Carolina run defense that has been really bad. And now they're going against arguably, I mean, some might say the best running back in the league in Bijan Robinson. I think there's a reason why this spread has continued to jump. I think this is a game where the Falcons defense, which they've looked really good. You saw what they did to the Vikings last week. I think they consistently get stops. And honestly, I think Bijan just kind of runs all over this Carolina team. So, you know, I'm going to lay it. I'm going to lay the points. You know, in these games, I typically like to take, you know, the home dog in these division games, especially when you get a spread over a field goal. But Panthers are going to have to show me something, man. I don't want to be sitting on the couch with the Panthers ticket thinking, what the hell am I doing? So I'm going to take the Falcons. I'm going to lay the points. Next up, we are headed to New England, where we got this matchup between the Steelers and the Patriots. I think it's going to be a close and competitive game. You know, I think if you look at the Steelers so far this season, the one thing that kind of stands out is really how bad they've been on the defensive side of the ball. I mean, you let the New York Jets put up 32 against you, and then you let the Seahawks put up 31 against you. They've been bad. They've been bad. And when you think of the Steelers, you think of a good defensive team, but I think this defense has a good spot to bat. I just think this defense is too damn talented not to be good. You got TJ Watt, you got Jalen Ramsey. I mean, this defense is full of studs. I think they will figure it out at some point. And this is kind of a Steelers team I want to buy low on. You know, last week's game was bad, but look, man, if that guy doesn't mess up that kick return, I feel like it's probably a different game. I think that score really doesn't show you how the Steelers actually played in that game. So, you know, this is a Patriots team. Yes, they beat up on the Dolphins, but I mean, we saw them only score 13 points against a Raiders defense in week 1 at home. I'm going to trust Aaron Rodgers. I'm going to trust the Steelers defense to get it together, and I'm going to take them in this one. Next up, we are headed to Philadelphia in one of the better games this weekend. We got the Rams and the Eagles going at it. And look, a lot of you might look at this line and say, why are the Eagles only laying 3.5? While I'm recording this line actually dropped to 3. So you can get the Eagles laying 3 in. I think the reason is look, the Eagles, you beat Dallas in week 1. You pick up a massive win week 2 against the Chiefs. Some might look at this as a letdown spot. Also, the Rams, what they do good is they have a good defensive line. They're good at stopping the run, and that's what the Eagles like to do. So I understand this line. I do, but I'm going to have to roll with the Eagles here. You know, look, the Rams, you beat up on the Texans. You beat up on the Titans. Now you're going into Philadelphia and playing the Super Bowl champs. I just think this Eagles team is the better team. I think the home field advantage is going to be big. And let's be real, guys. I love me some Matthew Stafford, but he is a different quarterback when he's playing outside. He is definitely a dome quarterback. And in Philadelphia, I could see him struggling a little bit. So I'm going to take the Eagles, and I'm going to lay the points. Like I said, 3.5. It's all right, but if we could get this at 3, just in case that there's that push potential, I love it at 3. So do your line shopping. Next up, we are headed to Washington, where we got this matchup between the Raiders and the Commanders. Kind of a tough game for me to handicap right now because it looks like Jaden Daniels is still questionable. He hasn't practiced at all this week. He's dealing with a knee issue, which sucks. Especially for a running quarterback, a mobile quarterback like Jaden Daniels. Knee issues are never good. So I'm not too sure if he plays. If he doesn't play, it will be Marcus Mariota, but I am going to handicap this game like he plays. And if Jaden Daniels does play, I think we have to take the Commanders in this game. The Raiders just played on Monday night. They looked terrible. They looked awful. That offense couldn't do anything. So they're on a short week, whereas the Commanders, they played last Thursday night against the Packers. So they're on an extra long week. They'll have the rest advantage. They're back home. And I also like the bounce back spot for the Commanders after taking that Green Bay loss. Green Bay definitely got the best of them, but I think at home, I think this Commanders offense runs it up on the Raiders, and I just don't think the Raiders are able to keep up. So I'm going to take the Commanders only if Jaden Daniels plays. If he doesn't play, man, I would probably just put this one to the side and look at some other games. Next up, we are looking at this matchup between the Jets versus the Bucs, and as you guys probably know, I am a Bucs fan, but I got to say, this is such a letdown spot. This is such a letdown spot. Bucs pick up a big win week 1 against the Falcons. Week 2, Monday night, beat the Texans on the road. Have to have a miraculous comeback. Baker Mayfield is that guy. He is that guy. Everyone's talking about him, but I feel like this is just a classic spot where the Bucs may let people down. I'm not saying the Bucs lose this game, guys. I'm not saying the Bucs lose this game, but I will say this line was set at 8.5 when Justin Fields was going to play. Now that Tyrod Taylor has been announced, is playing, Justin Fields is dealing with a concussion. This line dropped all the way down to 7, and I'm even seeing 6.5 places. A lot of people don't know, man, this Bucs team is banged up right now. Abuka, banged up. Offensive line is banged up. Our defense has some injuries as well. It's ugly. It's ugly, but I'm going to take the Jets here, and I'm going to take the points. Sometimes the ugly plays the right play. Give me the Jets. Next up, we are headed to Tennessee, where we got this matchup between the Colts and the Titans. Look, man, the Colts have looked great. They have looked fantastic. Shout out Daniel Jones. It kind of looks like a bit of a career resurgence for him. And good for him. Good for that, man, because let's be real, man. He got a lot of flack playing in New York. I know that probably wasn't a fun time. So shout out Daniel Jones for actually looking good and being the quarterback that people hoped for him to be. But I'm going to pump the brakes a little bit on this Colts team. Yes, you picked up a couple nice good wins. You beat the Dolphins. Everyone's doing that these days. And then that Broncos game was wild. I mean, let's be real. They probably should have lost that game. But they got the job done. A win's a win in the NFL. But now they go on the road and play this Titans team that probably no one wants to touch. You know, rookie Cam Ward is trying his best. He doesn't have much help out there. But I'm going to be on him. I'm going to take the Titans plus 3.5. Daniel Jones is going to have to show me he could do this on the road. The Colts are going to have to show me that they could win on the road. And you're going to give me a field goal plus in a divisional game with a team that probably no one's going to touch. You know everyone's going to be on the damn Colts this week. I'm on the Titans. Give me the points. Next up, we are headed to Seattle, and we got this matchup between the Saints and the Seahawks. I think this is going to be an ugly game. I truly do, and for those reasons, I'm going to be on the under in this game. I do lean Saints. I do lean the Saints plus the points, but my favorite play for this game is going to be the under. This total opened up at 43.5. It's dropped down all the way to 41.5. I think there's good reason for that. Sam Darnold, say what you want about him. I don't think he's a great quarterback. I don't think he's a great quarterback. Really, the Sam Darnold equation is if you pressure Sam Darnold, you're good. And I think the Saints team knows that. We saw the Niners do that in week 1. He didn't look competent as well. Yes, he torched up that Steelers defense, but I think this is a game a lot of people think Sam Darnold and the Seahawks offense has figured things out. They're going to have to show me. And the fact that this total is dropping, 2 points, I think the under has to be the play. And also on the other hand, I trust the Seahawks defense to stop Rattler. So like I said, guys, I think this is going to be a lower scoring game. This is probably a 6-point win from the Seahawks. So give me the Saints give me the Saints plus 7.5, and then I'm also going to be on an under in this one. Next up, we are headed to Los Angeles, where we got the Broncos and the Chargers going at it. This is going to be a good one, a nice divisional game, and I'm going to target a total again in this one, guys. I see this total at 45.5. We saw the Broncos get torched by Daniel Jones and the Colts last week. I'm buying low on this Broncos defense, guys. I'm going to take the under in this one as well. I think this Broncos defense is still one of the best in the league. I think they come into this one with a chip on their shoulder, and everyone's loving on the Chargers. Everyone's loving on the Chargers, but I think this is going to be a very close and competitive game. I think, honestly, I do lean the Broncos plus the 3 points, but like I said, we know what the Chargers defense is capable of. I think they limit Bo Nix. And the question is are the Broncos going to be able to get stops in a divisional type game? I think they do. So I'm going to take an under here. I think this total is just a bit too high. Next up, we are headed to Chicago, where we got this matchup between the Cowboys and the Bears. I'm going to say it. The Bears are the fake sharp play of the weekend. Don't fall for it, guys. Do not fall for it. I'm going to take the Cowboys in this one. This is going to be a high-scoring game. This is going to be a back-and-forth fun game. But look, man, I don't trust Caleb Williams. I don't. I've seen him enough. I have more trust in Dak Prescott. I have way more trust in this Cowboys offense as a whole. And the fact that you're going to give me a pick-em with the Cowboys, I'm going to take it. Look, I know Russell Wilson just torched this Cowboys defense last week, but let's be real, guys. The Bears through 2 weeks haven't looked great. They haven't looked great either. So I think these are two teams that are trying to get back on track. But in my opinion, for my eye test and what I believe, especially in these two quarterbacks, I'm favoring the Cowboys every day of the week. So, like I said, high scoring, fun game, no defense, but Cowboys are going to finish up on top. Give me the boys on the money line. Next up, we are looking at this matchup between the Cardinals and the Niners. Not going to lie, not my favorite game of Sunday. Honestly, probably my least favorite. It's just, there's a lot of questions with the Niners. I mean, is Brock Purdy going to play? Is he not? As you see on the screen here, the line is at 2.5, but I'm looking here. It looks like there's a lot of -3. So from my reports, it looks like Brock Purdy is questionable. It looks like he might be a game time decision. I'm going to handicap this game like he is playing. I'm going to take the Cardinals. Yes, the Cardinals they beat up on the Panthers. They beat up on the Saints. Definitely not the most difficult competition, but I've liked how they've looked so far this season. And, we saw this Cardinals team beat the Niners twice last season. So the Cardinals have had success with the Niners as of late. If Brock Purdy plays, he's probably not going to be 100%. And if it's Mac Jones, I don't really like the Niners. So, guys, this is going to be a stay away for me. But if I had to play this game, I'd rather have points in my back pocket. So I'm going to take the Cardinals here. Next up, we are looking at this matchup between the Chiefs and the Giants. I'm not overthinking this one. Guys. A lot of people are probably hopping off the Chiefs. That 6.5 looks hella good for the Giants. Nah, we're not buying it, guys. We are taking the Chiefs. And like I said, I'm not overthinking this one. The Chiefs, boom, first game, they have to play the Chargers. Very tough game. Last game, they had to play the Eagles. Lose that. They just got tush-pushed all game long. Chris Jones is all pissed. This team is going to roll into New York with their hair on fire. They're going to be pissed. And unfortunately for the Giants, they're going to be the victims of an ass beating. This is when we buy low on the Chiefs. I faded the Chiefs week 1. I faded the Chiefs week 2. We're taking the Chiefs week 3. I don't care how many points you got to lay. The Chiefs will win this game by double digits. Next up, we are headed to Monday Night Football, where we got this matchup between the Lions and the Ravens. This is a good one, guys. I am pumped for this game, and I'm going to be on the Lions, and there's no doubt about it. You know, we saw this line grow all the way up to 6.5, and now it's back down to 5. And I'm even seeing 4.5 in some places. So if you watch this video, I would get on it as soon as possible. If we could get +5 with the Lions, I absolutely love that. This is going to be a closer competitive game, and I honestly think the Lions are live. I truly do. I'm not really bought in on this Ravens defense. Yes, they have some killers on that defense, don't get me wrong, but we saw what Josh Allen and that Bills offense was able to do to them. I think this Lions offense will be able to move the ball. I think they will be able to score. And then, yes, I think the Ravens have success as well, but the Lions do have some killers on that defense, man. Aiden Hutchinson and some of those guys on that defensive line, I think, are able to not stop Lamar in their running game, but I think they're able to contain and do enough to keep the Lions close in this game. So, you know, the Lions kind of had a big bounce back game week 2. I think they carry that momentum into this one and keep this one close. Give me the Lions. Take the 5, though. We're going to need those 5 points. Alrighty, guys. That is going to do it. The Week 3 NFL breakdown is done. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Let's get some bangs going, man. Let's get some bangs.
Bang! Bang! It's good!
One more.
Bang! Bang! It's good!
Let's have a Sunday. Let's have a Sunday. Drop in the comments what your favorite play is for the Sunday slate or the Monday night game. If you disagree with me, which probably a bunch of you guys probably do, you can hate on me too. It's fine. No worries. What else? That's going to do it, man. Check out my $25 play of the day. I will have my best pick for this Sunday slate. I'll have my best pick for Monday's game as well. Click that subscribe button. Do all that great stuff. I appreciate you guys watching this. I'll catch you on the next one.